Yeah, I'm using the same one, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, it says we're live now. Okay. Okay. I mean, it'll take 15 seconds to boot up anyway, but it says I'm live right now.
We have our audio stuff off.
Alright, what about now?
Waiting for it.
Yeah. Bennett, talk a little bit.
Yo, what's up? Y'all, is the
Oh,
echo
that's
still
it.
pretty bad? You got it?
Whatever I did right there, that's it. Not sure
I'm
where.
good.
Why.
I'm good. I'm not echoing.
Bennett, start talking.
You have chat
What's up?
disabled. You have chat disabled though.
Am I echoing? Am
Yeah,
I
it's a new
echoing pretty
chat.
bad?
Well, now I'm echoing.
Ah. Oh wait, what about now? What about now?
We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait a few seconds.
Because I turned off when I think maybe when I go to the YouTube window, that's when it starts doing it.
Oh.
No, I'm still echoing.
What the heck? Let me see.
I was good there in the very beginning for a few seconds.
Okay, maybe I uncheck these two because maybe that delay was. Oh wait, there's six more. There's more check marks that I have to do. Okay. And I'm not sure where to get the chat from. Like. Okay. All right, so I just put you back on.
Okay. Let's see if that'll. Let's see if.
And I'm not actually sure where to grab the chat from, like, because I can't. It's like there's no chat right now. But if we can figure this out, because I can't see rolling chat. Like, can you type in chat? Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. Oh wait, live chat. Enable live chat. Haha. Wait, why can't I enable it? Okay. Oh. Done. I can hear you. Oh, it's because it's made for kids. There we go. Save. And then let me turn on live chat. Okay, well, let me click these back on because I thought that would have fixed it. Okay, so we can figure out how big of the delay it is. So, and I think pop out chat. Let me.
It's only about 15, 10 seconds. It's not bad.
Okay, and then I think chat should be plugged back in. All right, and yep, chat. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know
can't hear
why.
James.
I'm like, there's
Are you still
two
echoing?
echoes for me. There's like one, and then there's the other.
I think I'm still muted on the
You shouldn't be muted.
Hmm.
God, this is annoying. Let's see. Let's play around with this. I'm not sure what this mono thing does. It says mono. Let me look at that screenshot one more time. He still has him unmuted, but see local.
Yeah, they're there now.
Okay, wait, it says mute output monitor.
Yeah, I saw that. We're all on the same thing. No, we're all on earbuds. It's something within the NDI or Skype.
Some of my friends are like texting me.
Yeah, I mean, the way this guy has it set up is really weird. Because my desktop audio... Here, I wonder what happens if I turn on my desktop audio.
Let's see if the YouTube doesn't. About 10 seconds, we'll find out.
Yeah. Okay, and I should be good on the stream by myself. But maybe this will fix y'all's audio, because I think the video or the audio loop might be going through my end. Probably on my end.
Yeah, so let's see.
But anyway, thanks to everyone who's actually in the stream right now. We've got 13 viewers.
Definitely.
That
No, why. I'm still
Aaron
echoing.
said that fixed it. Aaron, I mean, it'll take 15 seconds to see it, but I mean,
yeah, no, it's not. It didn't fix it. I'm still echoing.
Wait, James, still there? No, it didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, this is I mean, how bad of an echo is it right now? Like, is it like really bad, or is it just kind of?
It's bad.
Okay.
I mean, if it would make
Okay.
it easier on y'all, we could just do this a different night.
Yeah, we will probably have to. Okay, wait. Somehow desktop audio got switched on, so maybe now it might be good. Because when I talk, I see no feedback going through. James, can you talk?
Hello, testing. Echo.
Okay, let me try something. Because on y'all's end, your NDI is going. Y'all's two NDIs are basically mirroring each other. So let me see.
We're up to 15 viewers. You guys are awesome.
I'm trying to look at the sources right now. So that's me. UI source mod.
You don't hear me?
Yes.
Ryan said as long as y'all talk one at a time, it's manageable.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just switched to a. That helps any.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna get on that stream. That stream with the different.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse the more you go. It's gonna get worse the more you go because the longer you talk, the more it echoes. And I'm just demonstrating that right now just to see what it sounds like when we can hear it.
Who's who? Source and then host 2, I believe is.
Yeah, I just tested it. Whenever I talk, it lets me go for a few seconds without echo, but then it picks up. Yeah.
Okay, so I just muted James. So Bennett can talk now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't hear an echo that time.
Yeah, because I muted someone. I muted one of y'all.
Did I do it?
Okay, wait. I muted. Okay. This might be it. So I just muted because your audios are synced up somehow. I'm not sure how they're synced up, but James, go ahead and talk, and Bennett, go ahead and talk.
Okay, so I'm here.
It's not echoing anymore.
Okay. I'm not sure why, but your audios are mirroring each other. So, okay, so we'll give it 15 seconds. Chat, give us some feedback here.
Yeah, we're good.
I have no idea why it was doing that, but basically, y'all's audios were synced up. Okay.
Oh, did I punch a hole in this cup? Oh, I definitely did. It's dirty.
All right, chat. Let's see. It's fine now. Fine now. I can't really read that. Jake. Thank the Lord. All right. I just put a wet, soggy spoon on that SD card. Nice.
Okay, now I'm muting the stream so I don't have to deal with that because I've been listening to an echo between Skype and YouTube this whole time too. So I've been getting the triple punishment.
Yeah, they're saying no more echo.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, you want to restart the timer?
Yes. Give me just a second. Again, guys, if it's Sunday night and it's past your bedtime, I sincerely apologize.
Hey, but thanks to the OGs for staying in here.
Well, yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Honestly.
All right, so timer is currently reset. So James, you want to take us into it? You want me to do it? How do you want?
I'm gonna let you do it. All
right, for sure.
And I'll make the cut right whenever you start talking.
All right.
So like give it like 10 seconds, and then just head straight into it, and I'll make the edit right before there.
Sweet. And this is gonna post very weird on the YouTube. It's gonna be like 30 minutes of us just screwing around with the audio.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it 10 seconds and I'll do an intro.
Also, just for me, the stream is like stopping.
What do you mean stopping?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Y'all check your end. It's like going frame by frame.
I mean, I have the source stream, so it looks fine.
All right, and it's probably just my end. I won't worry about it.
Oh no, you're right. It is kind of skipping here and there. But how's the audio, or is it just the video?
Yeah, I'm about to say stream is glitching right now.
Oh, stream's back now.
Now it's good.
Okay,
it's good.
Sweet.
Or no, is it maybe? I don't know. I can't tell. I
might have to turn down the output to like 30 frames per second.
Yeah, do 30. Don't run 60. 30 will work just fine. Yeah, audio's good.
Yeah, audio.
Wait.
Yeah, audio's
fine.
Right,
for bitrate,
just,
I have 160. I don't see anywhere to do. No, it says 30 frames per second.
Oh, it looks better now.
Yeah, it looks fine now. I'm looking at it. Perfect. Begin. All right.
Awesome.
Well, all right, guys.
All right.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, there's like a weird YouTube's not receiving enough information or like the bandwidth or something. So it says it was experiencing some buffering. So yeah, I just got that. And it says stream status is poor, but we're just gonna move on and I'll do the intro in just a second.
Yeah, that means it's coming from Wi-Fi on your end.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi's whack. Currently, stream status says no data, so.
Yeah, it's pretty much stopped.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do about that right now, but I will definitely look into working on the video side of it. I might have to render down to 720 instead of 1080 next time. But anyway, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
And also, real quick, just right, like real quick. If it's messed up on YouTube like that, that means we aren't gonna be able to do a post video, like a actual edited video, because it'll be cutting. So.
As long as audio's there and there's some video and there's chat. we'll figure it out.
We can always just do like a black screen or something with audio. That's all good. All right. So I'll let you take it away.
All right, guys, welcome into the first podcast. This, again, Texas Fishing House. I know we've had a couple hiccups here and there. It's been about almost 40 minutes, so we spent like most of our time trying to figure out some bugs. But anyway, guys, I am Sam Clymer. I'm here with my co-host James Miller and our special guest Bennett McBride. You can find him on Instagram, bassfish_tx_YT. I would assume that stands for Texas YouTube, and again, we're all four Texas anglers here supporting basically anyone, but again, so many content creators here in Texas. We decided to name it the Texas Fishing House. But James, Bennett, how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great, Sam.
Yeah, I'm doing good as well.
All right, so let's just hop into this podcast here. So we're going off a little cheat sheet. Got a few topics going in here, but Bennett, we're going to start with you. So basically, a few questions here. What do you do? How often do you fish? And what are some goals for your 2021?
Okay, so I do make YouTube videos. I've got a few posted up right now. There should be another one coming quick. I got my hands on a Walmart baitcaster combo, so it's pretty hard challenge, but it should be up and running in a little bit. And my goals for this year would have to be to catch a bass over 6.5 pounds. Because my PB is sitting there at 6.1, so I'm hoping to catch one bigger than that. Hopefully also on a lake too.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. What year are you in high school right now?
I'm a freshman in high school.
Gotcha. And let's see. I guess how often do you fish? I mean, obviously with school, are you online? Are you going to school?
I am going to school, but I try to get out at least 3 or 4 times a week just to try to film for YouTube and just catch big bass.
That's the goal, isn't it? James, you got any questions regarding stuff outside of mainly fishing?
I mean, I don't know any questions about like anything outside of fishing. I mean, I guess we can just like hop into like talking about fishing right now
sure.
for all of us, like in each of our own areas. So, Bennett, where are you catching fish on this time of year?
Here I've actually got. So I'm catching fish on the chatterbait right here with the Gary Yamamoto Zacho trailer.
Classic.
Yeah, I love his trailers. They just get so much action on that tail. But normally I'm catching them on the black and blue trailer.
Yeah.
With
I was gonna say, if you had to pick like one color chatterbait, what would it be?
For right now, it'd have to be the black and blue. It just seemed to catch some good fish. I actually caught a 5-pounder a few weeks ago. So that was awesome. But yeah, I caught him on the black and blue chatterbait.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. This time of year, especially, is the time of year to be throwing chatterbaits. For viewers watching in the chat right now, springtime chatterbaits are almost essential to have on you. This one right here is it's an Armstrong Outfitters tackle chatterbait with a Guggen Baits dart as a trailer, and this single chatterbait has caught me probably close to 45 fish over the last 3 days or last 4 days, and they've all been in anywhere from 7 feet up to half a foot of water. So this time of year is definitely the time to be throwing chatterbaits, getting on that early pre-spawn pattern. And so, yeah, I can concur with that. Chatterbaits right now are just perfect.
Yeah, and I know, James, you love Armstrong Outfitters, or their Armstrong, what is it? Outfitters Tackle, AOT, right? Mm-hmm. I know you AOT. Like them. And Bennett, what brand of chatterbait is just your go-to? Or which chatterbait is it?
Oh, Z-Man Jackhammer.
Jackhammer. So you like that expensive stuff. Or all bougie like. Yeah, so let's see here. I know I talked with you before the stream about some stuff. I know you're not on the fishing team for your high school right now. Do you have plans on going onto the high school fishing team?
Yes. Next year, I have plans on fishing it with Patrick Sullivan. I don't know the schedule. I don't think the schedule's been released yet for next year. But me and him we're planning to catch some big bass, so it's gonna be fun.
For sure, for sure. And I mean that high school, if you guys don't already know, here in Texas, the Texas High School Bass Association, the THSBA, they do a great job of putting on just some amazing tournaments. It's honestly one of the best in the country in terms of, I mean, how the tournaments run. It's obviously going to be a 5 bass limit tournament, just like your Bass Masters, your most, I guess, MLF tournaments now. It's going to be your more typical tournament style. And I mean, the competition is fierce, guys. I mean, your top 10 right now around Angler of the Year, I mean, they're always weighing in 5 bass, and it's very stiff competition. So that's something to be looking forward to. I know Jake Enderman, who's actually in the chat right now, probably watching the stream currently. He is sitting second place in the Metroplex. And also, let's see, I know Grant Rankin's in here is sitting in 8th.
He's in 8th, right?
So, it's some stiff competition, guys. You can't just go out there and only catch one fish each tournament and expect to do really well. But James, I don't believe from the time we've been going live on Instagram, I don't believe you fished THSBA, correct?
I did not. Our school didn't have a team. I advocated for one. I wanted a team, but it's just surprisingly for how, rural it is out here. I think I'm one of maybe 5 people that fished at my school. Like actually got out and fished, consistently. It was really crazy. I think they're actually starting up one, go figure, this coming year. Now that I'm not there, but yeah, I didn't fish it, but I definitely wanted to, and I recommend it for all you guys out there that have the opportunity to do it, because it seems like a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. So this was going to be one of the ending questions, but what would be your go-to boat? What brand of boat? Like, don't give me like a specific model because I don't expect you to know all those. But like a Skeeter, Phoenix, Nitro. What are you thinking?
Skeeter. That's just what I fished out of them before, and I just like them. I don't know like too much like about all all those aspects and stuff, but it's probably Skeeter. Have to be Skeeter for me.
Gotcha, James. You got an opinion on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. We've had Skeeters since I was born. My dad had a '99 Skeeter, and then he got a new one back in 2018 or 2017, and that's all I've ever fished out of. But granted, I can't say I weigh too heavily on either side of it, because if I fish tournaments, day in, day out, you just go every single day on the water, then I would probably have a stronger opinion on what boat I would like. But considering, I've fished out Skeeters all my life, I'm going to have to go with those because I find nothing wrong with them. I really like them.
Gotcha, for sure. As for me, I've been in a Skeeter, a Phoenix, a Nitro. I've been in almost every boat except like an Express boat and a Falcon. I think those are the only two I haven't been in. I've been in Tritons, Rangers, but I think the one I like the best would probably, it's really close between Skeeter and Phoenix. But I think I would have to probably go Skeeter as well. The Skeeters, I mean, they're super fast. The one thing with Cadence Phoenix is when it goes through the water, I mean, we're going like 73, 74. There's a bit of a chime when we go through the water, and it's kind of sketchy sometimes, especially when we're in some really rough water, blowing really fast. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it handles waves. I think honestly, going through waves, the Phoenix will beat the Skeeter out just because of their hull, especially the new one.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I'm not any boat professional. I mean, it's really up to y'all. But anyway, guys, for those of you in the chat, I'm not sure where the chat is, but comment your favorite brand of boat. Like, I'm kind of interested to see what everyone's running and what everyone kind of wants to run.
Yeah, for sure. And for all these questions, you guys feel free to chime in, drop your opinion in the chat so we can all see those and discuss it. Because, we're all on here discussing it, but we'd also like to, hear you guys weigh in on it.
What just happened to my video? Oh, there we go. Grant Rankin just said, Nitro is horrible, especially in waves. Yes, that is one of the biggest complaints working at Bass Pro Shops and talking to people that have nitros. Yes, that is very true. The holes, especially the old holes, did not stand up to waves that well.
Bass
Yeah.
Cat. Yeah, I've never been in a Bass Cat, but I've heard those are really good too.
Yeah,
Bass Cats, I hear they're. I mean, I know Bass Cats are extremely fast, for sure. Alex.
No boat. Hey, fishing on the bank. I mean, hey, if you're catching fish,
ain't no
you know.
complaints.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. I totally wish I had a boat to just go out and do whatever. But hey, guess what? We're up to 18 viewers, I believe.
We are.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, DA Fishing said, my Old Town Sportsman autopilot kayak, dude. Oh, that sounds awesome. Like just a real nice kayak. James, you want to go into the lure questions?
Yeah, hold on just a second. Before we go any further on that, I know this podcast is also based around kind of telling fishing experiences, and I know I've already told you about it, but I kind of want to go into the canoe story
yes,
since we're on boats.
Of course.
So, if you guys have not seen my YouTube video on it, it's on my channel. A few months ago, I was fishing a tournament back in, I think it was December. Yeah, it was December. And I was out on the water in a canoe because it's a pretty big pond. All the fish were just so deep, you couldn't reach them from the shore. So I was in this canoe, super sketchy, super sketchy. I only brought one rod with me. I was really worried I was going to drop it out or something. But I got out there and got on the fish. I think I had maybe 84 inches for my best 5, which was, pretty good, for just one day. And I was getting ready to move to my last spot, and I had this little like 5-pound anchor I had with me, just so I could drop it down, pull it up, and go. And all day, since it's so lightweight, I can just pull it up really easily and get out of there. Well, I had dropped it down in a tree or like a big grass patch underwater. Didn't know about it. So the sun's setting. I've got like 10 minutes of daylight to fish. And I'm like, okay, there's one more spot I might can pull a 20-incher out of and cull. And that was my goal, is to cull one more fish so I could go into day 2 with a comfortable lead. Because I already had like a 8-inch lead, but I wanted more. I was greedy, I'll admit. So I was pulling the anchor up as fast as I could, and it hit that tree branch and just pulled the rope super tight. And the boat went sideways, and I let go of it to try and counter it. And it was too late. And I got plunged into the like 48, 49 degree water all the way out in the middle of the pond. And so I had to, while I was in the water, get my knife out, cut the anchor rope, and swim all the way back to shore with the canoe. And so it was freezing. And whenever I got to shore, I didn't have my phone. I lost my phone out over the side, and it's still out there. I call it phone point now because that's where my phone's at. It's on this point that I was fishing, and that's the only thing I lost. I didn't lose my. I'm lucky I didn't lose my Curado combo. I had my Curado DC on me, that rod combo I just built. Didn't lose it. Didn't lose any lures or anything, and but yeah, since we're on boats, I figure I'd go and talk about that. You guys weigh in. After that, I have not gotten in a canoe or anything of that nature since. I've, I guess, learned from my mistakes. So I don't know if anybody else in the chat is the same about that.
Here's the question: would you rather fish from a kayak or a canoe, or from the bank? Stay safe on the bank or go in a kayak? Because I mean, you've always got a risk of, I mean, falling out and losing your stuff.
Yeah, of course,
on a kayak. Yeah. But I mean, when you're on the bank, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, you could drop some lures into the water, maybe get mad.
Yeah, you just reach down and pick them up.
Get mad, throw your rod in the water. But yeah, chat. What do y'all think? I mean, kayak or just walk the bank? Obviously, with the kayak, you can go out into the middle of the lake, fish a little offshore, I guess. But from the bank, you're kind of stuck there.
Well, see, that's the thing about that canoe. I wasn't going in that canoe if I didn't have to. But all day on the bank, I think I caught like 3 fish, and they were all like 8 or 9 inches. So I made the decision, like, hey, man, I've got to go out in the middle. That's where they're at. And so I had to go in the canoe. So.
Yeah, Fishing says kayak for sure. Kayak,
100%.
I mean, shoot, if you're catching fish in the kayak, I mean, I think I'd definitely take that risk of just going out. I mean, shoot, I put so much money, like so much of my gear and stuff on the kayak, and it's just ridiculous because I'm like, I know if I flip over, and actually, one time I did lose something from my kayak. I was out at Grapevine, and this was when the lake was flooded. I guess it was sometime this summer, and when I was out there, and I was over by Silver Lake Marina, and there's some trees. Now I've got my milk crate with my tackle and my rods hanging off the top of it, and somehow my drop shot got tangled up in a tree, and I'm going like I'm going to the ramp, like I'm booking it. I need to go somewhere, so I'm booking it. Somehow my drop shot tangles up in a tree, pulls the rod out, and as soon as I hear it go like come out of the crate, I look back and my rod's hanging there, and I try to stop myself. And by the time I stop myself, I look back and my rod goes floop into the water. I'm like, are you kidding me? That is the like worst luck I could have. At least it could have just stayed pinned or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was only like a favorite wiper, and I mean, it was maybe $70 for the rod, and shoot, it was. I think I got the reel on sale. It was actually one of my favorite reels. It was a Fluger Summit XT, and I think I got it. For total $35, and it was amazing for the price. Like amazing, amazing. Bennett, you got any crazy fishing stories of anything really?
Um, well, I was at a private lake once, and I was fishing out of a kayak, and I stood up, and I was throwing a black and blue chatterbait. This was only like a month ago too. Throwing the black and blue, I got it hung up in a like in a little brush pile, and I was like twitching that rod back, trying to pop it out, and I twitch it, and like the lure falls out, but I wasn't expecting it, so I fly back, and my whole kayak just was like swimming up and down. I took on a ton of water,
Gosh.
but I didn't fall in or anything, so it was pretty lucky.
I mean,
I didn't lose anything either, so it was nice.
thank God. I mean, I just hate losing stuff. I mean, I've had some stuff fly out the boat. I mean, shoot, I've lost probably 5 or 6 hats in the course of like it's almost every year. Like I've been fishing from a boat now for about 4 or 5 years, and I've lost 5 or 6 hats. So that's not a very good ratio, but I mean, it could be worse for sure.
And, and speaking of flying, you've lost a few other things flying
Oh
too.
yes, the drone. Yes, that hurt very much. James and I were out at an urban pond, and that drone. I did not calculate the trees very well, and some overhanging branches did catch the drone, and it is now at the bottom of Lake Carolyn. If anyone wants to go dredge that up for me. Let's see. Bennett. All right. Here's some questions for you. What are your 3 favorite lures to throw?
I'd have to go chatterbait, swim jig, and either have to be probably a speed worm, Zoom speed worm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas Jerk speed worm. Hey, that is the way to catch them down in Florida, I hear.
Yes, it is.
Now, do you have? So we know your favorite chatterbait color. Do you have a different swim jig color, like a different favorite swim jig color?
Yeah, here I've got. It's like the kind of mud brown with the little orange flake.
Okay.
A little like throwing that with like maybe like a Googan Kraken crawl as a trailer or something.
Gotcha. So a little bit different than your chatterbait. So, because I know a lot of people when they throw a swim jig, it's either straight white or kind of like a sexy shad. So
yes, I do throw a few. I've got one tied on a rod back there. It's a straight white 6 6 inch divine swim jig. I think for 3/8 ounce. But yeah, I like 6 inch Strike King swim jigs. The hack.
So where do you throw swim jigs? I'm just curious. I mean, we live relatively close to each other. I cannot really get a swim jig bite to save my life. I'm just wondering. You don't have to give me specific spots, but
yeah, one of the ones I can't tell you, but I throw them at I think you Bridlewood.
Okay. I haven't tried a swim jig there.
I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but like I'm not going to tell you any ponds there because I don't want to leak spots or anything. But I've thrown them at Bridlewood, and then I've thrown them at mostly just Bridlewood. Yeah. I'm throwing them at.
Gotcha. And James, I know you throw the chatterbait a lot, but I know you've picked up the swim jig here and there. How do you like to fish your swim jigs? Around what cover and
stuff? For me, yeah. So for me, generally, I will throw a chatterbait first. Oh, no, every time I'll throw a chatterbait first. And if I throw it around long enough without getting a bite, and I know they should be eating a moving bait, I'm like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I take chatterbait off and I put on a swim jig in the color that I think they should be eating. Right. And my idea is you're taking off the blade, so all the flash is gone. You're taking off the vibration of the blade, so that's gone. But you're keeping that same general profile if you're throwing something with the same color and everything. And I've had a bunch of days where I throw a chatterbait for 2 hours and get nothing. And I throw on a swim jig for 30 minutes and catch 10, 15 fish.
Yeah.
It's
insane. I think that pressure as well.
Exactly. And that makes a lot of difference because chatterbaits are a pretty commonplace bait. Now, most people will throw a chatterbait. But for where I put a swim jig, I try to fish them near grass, like not in it necessarily, but around it. So if there's a grass line I know about, I chunk it right off that grass line, sink it down, kind of yo-yo it a little bit, straight swim it, crawl it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with the swim jig, but I'm generally looking for grass when I tie one on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Grant said in the chat, yes, we did lose a net last tournament at Ray Roberts. That was quite unfortunate. It almost decapitated me, guys. It was very scary. We're flying down the lake, and all of a sudden, we put the net on like the front seat, and it just like straight past my face. That was not one of the scariest, but I mean it's pretty scary. I knew I wouldn't like really get hurt, but I mean yeah, that was really scary. Yeah. But guys, chat it up. We want to see some of your questions. Your opinions, and we'd love to see that for sure. Get some audience. What's that called? Sure.
Some interaction.
There we go. And
feedback.
Okay.
Feedback. Yeah.
So we're almost 30 minutes down, so it's gonna be a 1 hour stream. So I'm gonna hit Bennett with a few this or that questions, some quick questions. All right, we're gonna do a couple of them. So I put out a post on the Instagram, guys. If you aren't following the Instagram, go follow the Instagram. Again, just follow Texas Fishing House. I think it's in that corner, maybe that corner. I'm not sure, but go check out the Instagram. We'll repost stuff. So if you tag us, we're gonna repost it, and a lot of the times, even if you don't tag us, we're gonna repost it. But here we go. All right, Bennett. Natural or non-natural? So green pumpkin or a shad versus black and blue. Yeah. Okay. Chatterbait, spinnerbait.
Chatterbait.
Green pumpkin or watermelon?
Green pumpkin.
Fishing from the boat or fishing from a bank?
Gotta be the bank.
For sure. What's your favorite season to fish in?
Summer.
Summer? Gotcha. All right. Whopper, plopper, or spook?
That's a hard. I have to go with the whopper plopper.
All right, for sure. And would you rather catch 1 10-pounder or 10 1-pounders?
1 10-pounder.
1 10-pounder. He is a quality guy. All right, for sure. All right, James, you got any questions?
No, I can't really think of any just specific, like, you mean this or that questions? Here's one. Would you rather fish the bank all day, like fish up super shallow all day, or would you rather go deep all day? You can't sway between them. You can't sway between them, one or the other, and once you do it, you're committing.
I'm gonna have to go shallow.
Now, does mainly fishing from the bank, do you think that has anything to do with your decision? Yeah.
Yes, just because I'm more. Yeah.
You're more attuned to fishing. I mean, you've got everything in front of you and all that. Gotcha. See, for me, I would rather fish offshore. I'd rather go way off the bank, drag a Carolina rig, maybe drag a jig, big old worm, 6XD. Man, I love doing that. And I mean, fishing shallow, I mean, don't get me wrong. Fishing shallow is fun. But just, if you put me on a lake, I'm probably going to start deep, use the graphs a little more. DFW Fishing says he's got a question for you. What bait has caught the most fish? And this is for everyone.
Yeah.
Chatterbait, definitely.
For me, it's chatterbait as well. Like I mentioned earlier, this bait has probably 40 fish on it. I had a bait last year by AOT as well that had 75 fish on it before I broke it off. And that's just 2 baits. And that's not even considering the rest of the year. So chatterbaits have every single year, they've caught me the most fish.
Gotcha.
Just consistently.
Yeah, I think chatterbait would overall. I think chatterbait has probably caught the most fish for me. I mean maybe that or a Senko, but I mean shoot. I mean Senko's always a good go-to. You can wacky rig 'em, Texas rig 'em, almost throw 'em on anything. But yeah, I think chatterbait's probably gonna be most people's favorites, especially like right now, where there's just chatterbaits just work whenever, they'll work forever. There's so many ways you can fish them through the grass, open water, parallel them against the bank. I mean, you name it. James, what was it? I can't read that question. So Bennett, what color jackhammers do you have?
I don't have them with me, but I have the black and blue and the gold head one.
Okay, I think that's Golden Shiner, right?
Golden Shiner.
Gotcha. James, I know you have a lot of chatterbaits. What are some of your favorite AOT colors?
AOT colors, let's see. There's one, I don't have it on me right now. Yeah, I don't have it on me. It's called Hot Craw.
Okay.
It's taking watermelon red and putting it on a chatterbait.
Gotcha.
So you've got like a really dark green, almost like green pumpkin, like a base. Then you have red, like super bright red secondary with black flakes throughout. And so that one's a good color. This one is called Grumpkin. See, it's going to be, let me make sure I'm focused on camera. Yeah, so it's green pumpkin and there's grape on it.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like a watermelon candy, I think, where it's got
yeah,
watermelon and like purple in it.
Yeah. Those are 2 of my go-tos. They're natural colors. They just catch me fish, plain and simple.
Okay, we got some more questions rolling in, so this is good. I like the interaction here. What is the longest time a weather system has prevented you from effectively fishing your best areas? Huh, that's a pretty deep question there. I think well, I guess when we have like heavy rain in the spring, it sometimes like blows out the spots that I like to fish, where it turns just the ponds just chocolate milk and you can't fish them. I think that's probably gonna be my answer, because I mean, shoot, I'll fish an area no matter what. But here's another question. I think I saw this on one of the feedback things that I put out. What what's the worst weather you'd fish in?
I'd fish in snow if I had to.
Okay, snow. That's very intense. I know the THSBA got a lot of not a lot. I'm gonna call it hate. THSBA got a lot of hate a couple years ago when they didn't cancel an event with like 38-mile-per-hour gusts and just awful fishing conditions. I think someone may have capsized, but they got home safe. But I'm not exactly sure. I didn't pay too much attention to it. But I know THSBA got a lot of hate for that. But James, what's the craziest fishing conditions that you fished in?
That I have fished in? Man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really pay attention to how bad the conditions are. If the fish are biting, then that's what I'm focused on. I don't know. I mean, yesterday I was out in 25-mile-an-hour wind, streaming and fishing the whole day, so that was bad. But like, I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, and this isn't bass fishing, but Ethan and I have got caught out in lightning storms, gator gar fishing, where we've had to take cover in the forest. That's actually a video on my channel too, a long time ago, back in 2019. And we were gator gar fishing, and we saw this shower coming in, and all of a sudden it got huge, and we had to beach the boat up on the bank of the river because we were like 10 miles out from the boat ramp, and it was going to take us like 30 minutes to get back. So we had to beach the boat, bring up all the rods, bring up all the tech. I had my MacBook, all my camera gear, because I was filming a huge series, had everything on me. And we had to bring it up into the forest and take cover way up there because of how bad it was getting. So that was probably my worst that I've fished in.
I think my worst fishing conditions was at Toledo Bend. And if you know anything about Toledo Bend, when a front blows through, you better be careful. So we're going down. It's the last day of practice, and we woke up late because it was the last day of practice. We knew there was a front coming in. But I kid you not, we are cruising down in 6-footers, like awful conditions. And when you're on Toledo Bend, those waves will just gain speed as they go down the lake and just destroy you. We're going down in 6-footers, and it is freezing cold. It is dang near like 35, 40. And it's just pouring buckets. Worst time of my life. And like literally my bibs didn't do anything. I was soaked head to toe, and my bibs didn't even dry out for the tournament. By the second day of the tournament, my bibs were still not dry. Like, it was that bad.
Wow.
My other close second would have to be at Lake Cumberland. Nicest day you can imagine. Last day of pre-fish. Nicest day you could ever imagine. Like, perfect weather. And it's 80 degrees, and we knew there was a front coming in, but we thought we could go out before it came in. So anyway, 80 degrees. It's a 30-minute ride to the ramp. We're like, all right, we got the first showers to where it's not cold, and it's supposed to drop to 30, like almost below freezing. So we get a light shower, and we're like, all right, we should probably go in now. We start to head down. It's a 30-minute run. We're at the farthest end of the lake. We have to go all the way back down. We're almost halfway there, and this front blows in. And we can see it. We're like, oh, shoot, if we don't make it out of here, it's going to suck. Well, we didn't make it out of there, and let me tell you, that rain was awful. Like, freezing rain. And again, I literally just hopped in the shower as fast as I could to warm up because I was frozen. But hey, I mean, fishing's fishing. You'll get over it. Hopefully you're not gonna die out there. But I mean, if there's lightning, guys, be careful if there's lightning. Like, for real, your rods are made out of graphite. They're basically lightning attractors. So just be smart when you're fishing, because it is, again, no joke about that. Let's see.
I see a question here from Trevor, PB of everybody. I'll go ahead and start off on that one. My personal best is 7 pounds, 14 ounces.
Awesome.
Bennett?
Mine is 6.1. I'm hoping to get it bigger.
For sure. I mean, there's definitely so many lakes around us here in DFW and all around Texas that, I mean, you can very easily break that PB. So mine is 979 official. There's some fish on my channel that I know are double digits, but I'm not going to call them double digits. Just because I didn't have a scale. I did the girth length ratio thing. And I mean, unofficially, I've caught an 11-pounder, 11.21 or something. But I'm not going to count those. Like, I had a scale for the 979, so we're going to count that one.
Yeah.
And hey, my YouTube is saying we have excellent connection. So apparently I think the stream's doing fine, so it's not lagging around a lot now, so good for us.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, that's great.
Here, got another question. What is everyone's most expensive rod and reels? Uh-oh.
Oh. Mine, it's not that expensive, but I have a 7.3 extra heavy favorite defender with a Shimano SLX reel.
Gotcha. Is it the standard SLX, or do you got like an MGL XT DC?
It's standard.
Gotcha.
Like all my rods and reels, like I probably invested a lot more into lures than rods and reels.
Hey, honestly, I mean, the lures catch you fish. The rod and reel just gets it out there.
Yeah. And for me, mine is a Temple Fork Outfitters. I either switch between the 7.6 medium heavy or the 7.3 heavy, and then I have my Shimano Corrado DC on there.
For sure.
That's probably mine. Good combo.
Yeah.
Love both of those combos.
I've got a favorite hex rod, and I think my most expensive reel right now is a Chronarch MGL. I'm not gonna say how much they cost because you can figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
But hey, I didn't actually buy the hex rod. I was given the hex rod. So the most expensive one I've bought is the Summit rod, which is, again, I'm probably not gonna say it on stream because you can go figure that out for yourself if you're curious about the favorite Summit rod. But
And Sam, you also have the Emperor favorite rod.
I do. I have a lot of favorites. The only ones, for those of you who keep up with favorite rods, the only rods that I do not own by favorite are gonna be Yampa River and a lot of their lower ends like Lit and their Adrena and I mean some of those other ones below like $100. But yeah, I mean I literally have every single one of them. And it was nice completing the collection. I mean for baitcasters, um, I mean Big Sexies, Summit, Phantoms. Let's see. Oh, so apparently someone found our stream by recommended, so that's awesome. So currently we're at
That's
20
awesome. That's
viewers, so
great.
that's I love the viewership right now. But
Yeah, real quick
yeah,
too, before we go on from that, we have 20 viewers and 25 subscribers. And I'm sure that some of you guys might not be subscribed to the channel already. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you won't miss for future
yeah, for
streams.
sure. And I'm really bad about that. I mean this podcast, I mean, it's the first thing I've ever done setting it up for myself. And I mean I don't even post YouTube videos out that often. Shoot, the last one I posted was like couple months ago. James, you post a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm super impressed by that
I
because I
do.
am not as committed as you are to posting YouTube videos.
Man, it's all about the growth. As much as I can physically post and get away with it, I'm gonna go
For
for
sure.
it.
And Bennett, I mean, I don't know when you started your channel up. When did you start posting on like YouTube and
Well,
Instagram?
a month ago. I started posting on Instagram a while ago, but YouTube, I've got 3 videos up now, and I actually just had my third video. I took one of my subscribers fishing,
Gotcha.
and that video hit 100 views a few days ago, and it's still going up there. So I'm pretty excited about
Dude,
that.
literally
I like
100
it.
views is more than I got on my last video, so that is very good for you. um, oh, James, someone said, did you poop on your garage? I would assume not.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I saw that, and I'm sitting here looking like, what is? Like, I see it on my camera. Like, what is that? I think it's like some rust or something. Like maybe something had been leaned up against it or something. Or
Interesting.
I don't know. I saw that chat, and I'm looking on my screen, and it looks so bad. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
I
can
saw
see
it.
me in the stream. I'm like doing this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, also I can see it says 4 people liked the video. If you guys want to share the love, help us spread the love, give us a like. Of course, if you want to do us a bigger favor, share the stream. Like take a screenshot of us right now and be like, guys, go check out Texas Fishing House. They're doing big things right now. I do want to say before we get into some more questions and all that, we've got 5 or 6 people already lined up, and since if you're on the stream right now, I'm going to disclose the first couple that I've got lined up for us. So next stream is probably going to be Ashton Fishing. Um, his name's Ashton Fishes for THSBA. The way we're kind of structuring this is kind of going up. Uh, I don't want to say tiers, but I guess kind of experience wise. Bennett, I don't want to call you out for anything because I know you're a great fisherman, but I mean he's a freshman. Ashton is, I think he's a junior, but he's fishing THSBA. He's up there in 3rd place, I believe, for THSBA Metroplex. After him, we're gonna have Michael Wallace, and I don't know if that one's gonna be fully live, but he is the former or current A&M Commerce president for their fishing team. So when we have him on, it's going to be really cool because I go to Tarleton, James goes to A&M, and then Michael he goes to A&M Commerce. After that, we're probably going to have my buddy and tournament partner, Caden Tanner, and maybe Kyle Hall. Kyle Hall might hop on here and there. They're going to be promoting their new tackle shop opening up in Granbury. It's called Tri-Lakes Tackle. Um, Sorry, did I say January? I meant March. Shoot, I'm all mixed up on my dates. But yeah, they're gonna be opening up in March sometime. Um, I That's a good question. I do not know when our next podcast will be. It might be next Sunday, depending if I'm back from pre-fishing. But let's see. We got some more questions here. Maybe James, you got any more questions for Bennett?
Oh, let me try and figure out. I mean, this is, I guess, a pretty basic question, but I like it. I like when people ask me this question. What is your favorite season of the year to fish? Would spring, summer, fall, winter? Which one? If you had to only pick one, which one would you pick?
It has to be summer. Just,
Yeah.
just I've got all the time to fish too. I can throw just about really anything, but I really enjoy summer fishing.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with summer fishing. I mean, you can do almost anything. But springtime,
Yeah.
that's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
You've got all the benefits of summer. I mean, fish are moving up everywhere, and you can throw such a wide variety of lures at them.
No, I agree. And plus, in the spring, fish are more filled
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
Fish that might be 7.5 pounds post spawn could be pushing towards 9, if not maybe bigger in the pre spawn. So if you're gonna go out there and break your PB, the spring right in the pre spawn while they're eating and they're already getting fatter. I think that's probably gonna have to be my favorite time to
Yeah.
get
Oh
out.
my gosh, I was watching. I forgot who it was. I think it was Jacob Wheeler, maybe, or maybe it's Justin Connell. But he caught a spotted bass. Holy cow, that thing's stomach was oh, like what it normally should have been. That thing's stomach was just 2 times the size of what that fish was. Like it was absolutely ridiculous,
Yeah,
and it had like a big, like gizzard shad in its throat. And I was like, gosh.
and that's what they're eating, man. Dang.
So, one question I do have, and both of y'all can weigh in on this. What primarily? I know a lot of the times in the springtime, you've got so much for it. You've got crawfish, shad, bluegill. What do y'all think the bass are really keying in on, or what do you like imitating more um, in the springtime?
I'm probably imitating that crawl, like sometimes I'll throw like a Texas rig, uh, baits trench hog, or like I'll keep throwing the swim jig. But that's some of my lure choices that I'll be throwing in that time.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, for me, I think it's split right down the middle between bluegill and
Yep.
crawfish. Right now, I'm throwing bluegill imitations. I mean, I've got a fluke on the back of this chatterbait. I'm going for a bluegill type presentation. What I think they've done in the pond that I'm fishing, there's this really shallow flat that goes all the way back around the back of the pond. And they've got a bunch of bluegill up
Yeah.
there. And I mean, you can see them waiting on bluegill, just chasing them around all over the place. That's what I'm throwing right now, or what I'm trying to imitate right now. And last year, I had this video go kind of viral on TikTok. It got like 400,000 views because it was so crazy. There was this fish. I was walking the bank and I looked down and I saw this fish. It looked dead on the shore. I'm like, oh no, wonder what happened to this fish. It's a good fish. Reach down and pick it up, and it has this massive bluegill, like the size of my hand, lodged in his mouth, and both the fish are still
Wow.
alive. So I reach in and get my pliers or whatever I could get the bluegill out, throw him back. He swims off, walk out in the water, which is like 50 degrees, and revive the bass for like 10 minutes. And it was like 4.7 or something like that. It was a good fish, and just both of them swam
Wow.
off. And that was that day that I caught like 50 on that
Oh
hot
yeah,
craw AOT chatterbait. Same exact day. That's what they were eating, just chasing bluegill.
for sure.
So, and that was February of last year.
Let's see.
So coming up
We
in
did get
time.
some questions in here. Someone asked, did y'all see Mundy's 13-pound, 10-ounce fish at the Rayburn BFL?
Yeah, I did see that. I saw that right when it happened, like the
Yeah.
day that it happened on Facebook. It's all over
Yeah,
Facebook.
one of my buddies was like he was at the event and he took a picture of it, posted it on his story. I commented, I was like, dude, that's a nice like 10, 11 pounder. And when he weighed it in, it's 13.10. I was like, holy cow. And
Wow.
someone took a picture of it in the weigh bag. And if you know anything about weigh bags, they multiply the size of your fish because all that water, I mean, I don't know the correct scientific words for it, but basically all that water in the bag makes that fish look so much bigger. And oh my god, it looks massive. Let's see, another question here. Do you guys have any recommendations for some higher end spinner baits like War Eagle, or anyone use higher end spinner baits like War Eagle?
I have found a War Eagle spinnerbait before, and I do recommend them. They're super nice. Got great action on those little spinners. They're actually really nice. I'm impressed with their spinnerbaits.
Yeah, I like how they're tied in with wire as well. They're not held in with like a plastic band or anything. And honestly, War Eagle is about all I throw right now. I have some Z-Man and I have a couple Booyah, but War Eagle, if I can get like the good ones that I like, I'm gonna be throwing War Eagle for sure. James, does AOT? I believe he makes spinnerbaits, right?
He does. He makes all over the board: chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, jigs, crankbaits, top waters, you name it. He's got it. And I've used them, and they're really good. But there's this one spinnerbait that I used to use all the time, and they aren't made anymore. Out at Brandon's, my local bass shop, and they had this older gentleman that's what he made for him. He sold his spinnerbaits to him, and they were super cheap. They were like maybe $2.50 or $3 for one. It was dirt cheap. But let me tell you, those spinnerbaits worked better than anything that I've ever thrown since. And they aren't made anymore.
No wonder he went out of business. He's selling them for like $2.
Well, no, I don't know what happened. I guess he just didn't want to make them anymore or something. I don't know what happened, but I think I have one more lying in my tackle box, and I just refuse to use it because I don't want to lose it.
Saving it for like a special day, maybe.
Yeah, I mean the wires don't bend around. They don't just like break on you. You know, they are really good. But those are my favorite ones to use.
Gotcha. Let's see. We got some more chats in here. Other than fishing for largemouth, what's everyone's favorite freshwater catch? I guess other than largemouth, what else would you rather catch?
I really don't fish for anything else that often. I have catfished before. Like I've caught a few decent sized ones. Like I think I caught a 9-pound catfish.
Yeah.
Or something. But I honestly I don't fish for much else than largemouth.
Gotcha. James.
For me, crappie is probably a close second. I like crappie fishing occasionally, not too often, but you know when the bass are pretty slow and the crappie bites on, I'll go crappie fishing. Alligator gar in the summer, those are really fun. I mean, when you're catching fish 5.5, 6 foot long, that is a heck of a time. But I mean, I don't know. Honestly, for me, if I'm catching fish, I don't care what it is. If I'm catching fish, I'm happy.
I mean, I know when I first started like bass fishing and the bass were just not biting, those bluegill would always bite, and they're always fun. I mean, most of the time you can see them and you can just sight fish them. Like you just drop a little piece of corn or something in the water and just pull them out one after another. I mean, I think that's why I loved bass fishing so much, was just because seeing those bluegill eat is super fun, and bed fishing, super fun. But I think just knowing that at one point massive bluegills swim up and eat your lure, I mean, it's the same thing that goes to bass fishing. You never know when a 10-pounder is going to bite the end of your line. Let's see. We got another question. Do y'all use tungsten only for weights? And I'll add on to that one. So, do you use tungsten only? And if so, or maybe not, what tungsten company do you use?
Okay, so I have used a few of the Woo Tungsten, use their weights. But I don't really just fish tungsten. Like I've fished other weights before, but I don't have many tungstens just because they're they're a little more on the expensive side. But I fished tungsten and like lead, somewhat of that. So I mean, I fished those before.
Gotcha.
For me, ideally, I would have all tungsten, nothing else. Ideally, in a perfect world. But, the fact of the matter is, it's really, it comes down to pricing. Yep. You can get a pack of lead weights for next to nothing. But with tungsten, man, you can feel everything. Feel the bottom just perfectly. A lot more compact. Wu tungsten, they don't chip. They have it written on the weight, what weight you're using, like what size. That to me, puts tungsten above and beyond. So, I mean, if I could fish with only tungsten, I would.
For sure. Yeah, I've got one of my sponsors, Wicked Weights. I use their tungsten. I used to use the Bass Pro tungsten a lot just because, I mean, I still work there and it's super cheap. But for worm weights and stuff like that, I will use only tungsten. I know I use lead sometimes on a Carolina rig just when I have to, especially pre-fishing. I would recommend pre-fishing with lead just because you can break off and not have to worry about it. But for drop shots and stuff, my drop shots are going to be um, lead because again, it's just super cheap. I mean, and I break off drop shots just super often, which is uh, not good, but I mean, it happens. Drop shots are, I mean, it's a hook. I mean, I can get the hooks for 10, like not even 10 cents, like 5 cents a pop, and the weight 10 cents because just the way my discount comes out to it, it's just super cheap. But if anyone's interested in applying at Bass Pro, if you're 18 or over and you want to apply to Bass Pro, if you apply, make sure to mention me. I'll get like a $50 like referral thing. So if you want to apply, keep me in mind.
Help out your local Samuels.
Yes, exactly. That $50 will go straight towards the drone fund. Let's see. We got any more questions in chat? I know we went down in some viewers. I think we're at 16 right now, which is still really good.
Yeah, for sure.
DA Fishing says, "What do you like more, topwater or crankbaits?"
I mean, that top water bite is pretty exhilarating when you see that bass blow up. So I'm gonna have to go with the top water.
Yeah, for sure. I think in terms of the excitement, the top water is definitely there. I do know I catch more fish on a crankbait. I rarely throw top water, which sounds bad. The last time I threw a frog was at the Mississippi River last summer. Awful, right? But I mean, I just have so much more luck with crankbaits and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me, I like throwing crankbaits a lot, but a good topwater bite's hard to beat. Now, granted, you have to be doing it in the right time of year and everything, but a frog, a spook, a buzz bait in the middle of the summer, that to me is just it's hard to beat it. Getting a good blow up.
Let's see. Top 3 baits for this time of year. So let's call it winter. We're not going to call it pre-spawn yet. Top 3 winter baits.
For me right now, they'd have to be the chatterbait, swim jig. I mean, literally my favorite is chatterbait, swim jig, and speed worm. Those are working really well for me right now.
Gotcha. James, you got yours ready?
Yeah, for me, I would agree. Chatterbait. I don't know if I'm throwing a swim jig quite yet where I'm at. I'm still throwing a bottom contact jig, but still a jig. Yep. And the last one, man, I don't know. Maybe like a finesse shaky head worm, maybe a Ned rig. I mean, as much as I don't like throwing them, they are working.
For sure. So. Yeah, I think my top 3 have to be. I always bring my Ned rig. My Ned rig right now goes with me no matter what. So Ned rig, jerk bait, more specifically, either a Lucky Craft Pointer 78 or the Megabass 110 Junior. So Ned rig, jerk bait, and I can't really decide between a rattle trap or just like something on the bottom, like a jig or something. I know chatterbait should be on there, but quite frankly, I don't really throw them in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But those are some great questions. Thanks for everyone who's participating in the chat and everything. Definitely want to see more of that.
For sure.
Let's see how much time we got. We got basically 3 minutes left. So, Let's see. You guys got any more questions for Bennett?
Yeah, guys, drop some last minute rapid fire questions just so we can go ahead and wrap it up with some questions from you guys.
Bennett, I do have a question for you. What is one of those like crazy lures that you haven't thrown yet and you want to throw?
Okay, so I did get this. I got it last summer, but I never threw it. I just took it out of the package. It's the Lunker Hunt. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's the Lunker
Prop
Hunt.
frog.
I don't. Yeah, the prop frog.
Heck yeah.
This thing, just I don't. It's like basically a Whopper Flopper, except in a frog. I haven't thrown it yet, but I kind of want to just I almost want to just make a whole video on it and just me throwing this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had a prop frog for a little bit. I forgot what happened to it. It might still be in a box somewhere. One thing I'd watch out for is the I guess the wire that connects to the feet. It gets a lot of grass in it from time to time.
Grass. Okay.
So it's really good open water, or if you can weave it through those weeds. James, you got a crazy lure?
I do. I've got it right here. I got it in my mystery tackle box back over the summer. I didn't get to throw it too much. It is the Headbanger Shad. It's about the wobblehead type head, crankbait body with rattles in it, and you've got a paddle tail on the back. I mean, just a really weird bait. But I'm gonna try and throw it some more here in the pre-spawn because it is a bluegill color.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about like super crazy. I posted about this one. I only get it. It is a mega crankbait. Ah, no.
A 25 XD.
I guess I didn't bring it inside, but let me go through my swim bait box. Yeah, I didn't bring my like massive crankbaits inside, but I do have. I mean, one of my. It's not crazy. It's just. I mean, this is like a 9-inch swim bait, I believe. Big old Smash Tech swim bait. James, I think you have. I think you have the same one.
I got it right here.
But yeah, I mean, these things are crazy. They're bigger. They're almost as big as my hand.
Yeah,
Just stupid big. And I guess another cool one, or another really cool one's Mike Book of Bull Shad. I mean, these guys are fun to throw. I've caught a few fish on them. Actually, the biggest fish I've caught on this guy right here was only like 1.5 pounds. Like, it's crazy to think that, I mean, little 1-pounders are going after bait like this. I mean, I think that's just what makes bass fishing so fun in general. Is, I mean, they're willing to eat just about anything whenever because they're just super aggressive. Anyone got any last minute questions for Bennett or I or James before we sign off? I've got one more quick segment, sorry, before we hop off. But anyone got any last minute questions? Bennett, have you tried the Mike Booka swim baits?
I have sad story on that. First day I got it, I was throwing it at a private pond and got it snagged middle of the thing. I was like, I wanted to go swimming for it, but the water was just mad like sketch murky. Like I just can't. It was a sad day, but it was I think it was the Mike Luka, not the bullgill, but the bull shad.
Gotcha. I think. For sure. Well, we are basically out of time. Let me shout a few people out that helped us with the stream with some questions. We got 903 Colt, Jake Enderman, Michael Wallace Fishing, Reagan Nelson, Patrick Sullivan, DA Fishing, and yeah, thank you guys for participating on the questionnaire that I put out on Instagram. Let's see, we got a few more just quick fire questions here. All right, you ready, Bennett?
Yes.
All right, Guggen Bass or Strike King?
Ooh, Strike King.
Strike King.
Ooh.
Gotcha. All right, so between Strike, you said Strike King, right?
Yeah, I did, but that's a pretty hard question.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, so Strike King or Rapala?
Strike King.
Strike King, okay. Strike King or Berkeley?
Strike King.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Shoot, I'm trying to think of another company. James, you got another company that can compete against Strike King's hold on Bennett?
Man, I don't know. Are we talking Strike King just all around, or Strike King like hard baits?
Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Strike King has so much like variation, like of all their lures and stuff. So it's pretty hard to beat that.
Yeah, because I mean, I could throw out like Yum, for example, or Zoom, but I mean, those are primarily soft plastic brands,
Like,
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yamamoto would compare like a little bit for me for their Strike King soft plastic.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I think Yamamoto is probably one of the first things I ever threw. I mean, I watched, Lunkers and LFG back in the day, and that's all they talked about. It was just Yamamoto, and I mean, they had a pretty good relationship with him. So, I mean, that's really what got me into fishing, throwing a Senko around my ponds.
Yeah.
But James, you want to close it out?
Are we just doing our little outro at this point?
Yeah, we're just gonna do a little outro. Time's up, I think.
All right. So, first of all, before we go into any outros, thank you to everybody who came here to the stream. Endured through the technical difficulties, waited it out, and stayed through the whole stream. We have 16 people. So those of you who stayed in, now 17. Those of you who stayed in the whole time, it is much appreciated. We're going to go ahead and start already working on the next podcast, getting all the topics lined up, getting everything set up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down there with notifications, and follow us on Instagram at Texas Fishing House to make sure that you're notified for all of the upcoming podcasts. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off. And thank you guys for coming in, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.